Strickland! Sean Strickland is about to become the new middleweight champion of the world! He is a new middleweight champion of the world!
Dreaming, am I gonna wake up? Somebody hit me!
Hello friends, today we have a special message for you. You may have noticed that there haven't been any new videos on our channel lately, and we want to share with you why this happened. In reality, we encountered some technical and organizational difficulties that we had to address. It took us a little bit of time, and, of course, it affected our regular uploads. But please know that we have missed each and every one of you in creating content for our channel. So here's the good news. We are ready to come back and do this with fresh energy and ideas. In the upcoming days, you will see many interesting and exciting videos from us. We promise to make an effort to upload new content practically every day, so as not to disappoint you. So in today's video, the world of mixed martial arts is known for its unpredictability. And UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia was one of the prime examples of how reality can exceed expectations. The main event of this tournament was the fight for the UFC belt between Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland, a fighter who no one gave the slightest chance of winning.
Because people did not believe that he could win, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't. I'm not allowed to pick the fight before. But if you would have asked me if I thought Sean Strickland was going to win, I thought there was no chance.
Sean Strickland demonstrated that anything can happen in the MMA, and, most importantly, this incident reminded everyone how important it is not to underestimate your opponent. Israel Adesanya, known as an absolutely dominant fighter, looked like his fight with Strickland would be a cakewalk. However, Strickland proved the opposite, that in the world of MMA there are no absolute guarantees, and the most unknown fighter can become the hero of the day. Strickland proved that in MMA even the most unexpected scenarios can become reality. So let's start in order. As you already know, Israel Adesanya was the UFC middleweight champion and was considered one of the most talented and successful fighters in the category, and no one expected that his dominance could be broken. However, circumstances forced the UFC to change the original plan. Adesanya was originally scheduled to defend his belt against Dricus du Plessis, a fighter who was riding a 6-fight winning streak in the UFC. But unfortunately, du Plessis was injured and was unable to fight. The UFC couldn't cancel the event in Australia, and they had to find a replacement. Strickland was called in to replace him, a fighter who, well, not looking like a legitimate contender, was willing to take the chance. The fight itself between Adesanya and Strickland turned out to be a real test for both fighters. Israel Adesanya was the clear favorite, but what happened to Adesanya? Many fans, analysts, and fighters are interested in trying to figure out what happened and why Adesanya lost. One could write off the loss to Strickland as a simple underestimation, but Adesanya has been in the UFC for so long that it would be strange for him to allow this to happen. In addition, the whole week before the fight he repeated the mantra, "Sean has nothing to lose," and such people are very dangerous.
I respect that from Sean. I respect the fact that he expresses himself authentically and does not give a what anyone thinks. I respect that.
Day after tomorrow, he's gonna feel me for real. And I don't mind, like, all the armchair experts, calm down. It's just between me and him. And yeah, I know what it is. He knows what it is. Even backstage, things are different. But you'll see.
One of the key issues is his strategy in battle. Many expected Adesanya to dominate and perhaps finish the fight early, as he's done in the past fights. However, it seems that Adesanya entered the fight unmotivated and unprepared to say the least. He was unable to find the keys to the very economical, precise, and error-free work of Sean Strickland, who made practically no mistakes. He defended himself very economically while standing, without running around the ring as Adesanya did, and did not fall into the traps that he set for him. He calmly attacked and used precise blows that flew not just to the head, but right to the chin. As happened at the end of the first round, Strickland with a combination of jabs to the jaw knocked the champion down, after which he tried to finish off his opponent. But the referee did not stop the fight and gave the champion a chance to recover. But thanks to this episode, Strickland took the round, and most importantly, Strickland inflicted devastating psychological damage on his opponent. After such a tense first round, Sean kept the pressure on.
Yeah, so this guy here is fighting like this. Too straight. So he's got to feint him. Feint him. Feint him. Feint him. Boom. Because the other guy, Israel, he's waiting for that shot. Boom. So you got to feint him. Sean should feint him. Make him work. He's too comfortable. Make him get him out of his element. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, Israel cannot fight backwards. You take away his kick. You take away his kick, you take away his weapons. For all you middleweights that are watching the fights right now, if I was in you guys' position, study this. Listen to what I'm telling you. He cannot fight backwards. The only problem with Strickland is he's got no freaking wrestling, and that hurts him.
The challenger began to act more actively, putting pressure on Adesanya, trying to repeat the success. But Israel continued to carefully interrupt Sean. The New Zealander took the second period confidently, although Strickland also had many moments. In the third 5-minute period, the champion continued to act cautiously but tried to lure Strickland out and force him to open up, which is why he missed more shots. Strickland entered the championship round charge, feeling confident in his abilities. The challenger continued to press and force the champion to retreat. Adesanya made no attempt to add activity or change anything in the fight and worked his number 2. Even when everyone understood that he needed a knockout to win the fight, he didn't even try to do it. Strickland fought an almost perfect fight, and towards the end, he even called the champion to go all out. However, Adesanya had already realized that he had lost the fight. He just needed to hold on until the end to avoid being knocked out. In the MMA world, there's an opinion that the championship belt must be taken very confidently, so that there are no questions for the judges. But here, the referees were unanimous, giving the American 4 rounds. One of the best strikers in history was outplayed on his own territory. Like it or not, Sean is the new middleweight champion, and you need to respect that.
After every fight, win or lose, I always take a video for you guys. You guys support me when I fail. You guys support me when I win. This fight happened because all you guys reaching out. You guys made this fight happen. So my team, my training partner, my fans, thank you guys. On to the next.
Ooh. It's not that bad. Nothing broken. A little touched up. Nah, we gravy, baby. Still thriving. It's all good. I hate losing, but I love living.
But what will happen to the division, which was considered one of the most boring? Adesanya has done so much here that he should be given a rematch if he asks immediately.
I think you do the rematch, absolutely. I mean, the rematch is interesting. That could be the thing, too. You know, when you think about you're going into the Pereira fight, such a big fight, you know, and you've been in there with this guy so many times, and then you overlook Strickland, and you come in and you know, I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions, but Israel does, and I'm looking forward to hearing it.
What's next? I don't want to see Izzy do a rematch. I don't. The reason why is because I want Izzy to develop as a full martial artist. He is a martial artist, but I want him to go back in the lab and say, dude, how come I never shot and took this guy down? How come I never put him in the clinch? That's what I want Izzy to think about. I was like, I just avoided the fight. I don't know if Izzy's hurt, if he has an injury or whatever it is, but those are the things, if I was Israel Adesanya, that would be going through my mind. I wouldn't want to do a rematch. I would want to go back to the lab, fix what I did wrong. Let's work on my clinch game. Let's work on my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, then go back and get an opportunity.
And if he takes a break, then there is Duplessis. And Sean now has a championship belt, and all his words will be completely to the point. But UFC President Dana White is clearly not very happy with what is happening. In such a situation, a turnover of champions may begin in the middleweight division. New hungry contenders may appear, and Izzy himself will remain in history as the one who tried, but did not reach the greatness of Anderson Silva.
Drake put $500,000 on Israel Adesanya to win the fight. So the Drake curse strikes. Anytime he bets on someone, a lot of the time they lose the fight.